Hello, welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly outlook for Aries. Before we do that, let me remind you all that this month, this is the deck that I'm giving away on my channel. The beautiful Creatures Tarot deck. This is a gorgeous deck. I love this deck. I haven't used it a lot in my readings in quite some time, but because I'm giving it away this month for my monthly giveaway, I will be using it in the weeklies periodically. And we're going to start it off with this week. I'm going to do the general weeklies with this deck. It's right here. Very beautiful. All you have to do is be subscribed to my channel to win it and to leave me a comment letting me know that you're interested. I don't know why I stopped using this deck. I think it was just because some people, I don't know, it was just I wanted to get more traditional, but this is a very traditional deck. It's just that the artwork is very, very different. It's very whimsical, very beautiful. I love it. So anyway, we're going to get into it in just a minute. We're going to go through the usual routine. All right. I've also changed my background. So for some of you, let me know what you think about the background. We're going to get right into doing your weekly the way we normally do by pulling out your romance angel messages for the week, Aries. Then we're going to pull out your animal spirits. The animal spirit deck was the deck I gave away in March. I'm still waiting for that person to contact me. I did announce it. So do check back at the end of the month. If you're interested in the drawing, check back because you may win one of my decks and then it takes, I don't hear from you for quite some time or you may not realize it. So I really encourage all of you who are interested in the giveaway to make sure you check back with me. So of course, during this time, I'm going to give the winner some time to get back to me, obviously, at least like, a week or two. But in any case, let's just see what your cards are for this beautiful week of April. We have playfulness for you, Aries. We have keep an open mind. And we have express your love. All right. So, of course, this is April 5th to the 12th reading. Put this over here. Let's get into your animal spirits. Now, the readings, I'm doing them a little bit different, so I'm going to have to move these up. I'm going to need a lot of space. The one thing with these cards is that they're very big. They're big. They're as big as the Romance Angel cards. So when you're using a lot of them, you have to have space. So let's get into your animal spirits, Aries. And the weekly love readings and the April love readings, I'm going to get started on those tomorrow. I am waiting for my new Mystic Moon Oracle deck to arrive, which I ordered just a while back. And I'm waiting for that deck to arrive. I'm so excited. It's one of her, she makes beautiful decks. If you don't know about her, you should check her out. She's on YouTube. She's on Etsy, Mystic Moon. A lot of people know about her. But her decks are really phenomenal. She has beautiful, beautiful decks. And I ordered the deck for Spirits of Darkness and Light, which is a twin flame oracle deck, and I want to use that for my love reading. So please bear with me. I'm waiting for that to get delivered tomorrow, and then I'm going to be live streaming those readings. All right, Aries, straight out, we have the Gazelle, fire energy. We have the Crow, totem of magic, right? The crows, beautiful, beautiful. And we have the Starfish. All right, water energy. I do love this new background personally. I think it's awesome. I like it. All right, so before we get into pulling out these beautiful creature tarot cards, let's take a look at your animal spirits. Aries, you've got the Gazelle. All right, and the Gazelle is, obviously we talk about grace and motion with the Gazelle, right? We talk about grace under pressure. Right, grace under pressure is what I would associate with the Gazelle in a lot of ways, right? Because one of the things the Gazelle also has to do is be very, very watchful, and so this is the animal spirit for that energy, right? Remaining graceful under enormous pressure, and sometimes even fear, and also the energy of always being vigilant and watching out for dangers. This is something the Gazelle excels at. It is able to get get through life at a very fast pace, but yet at the same time, always be aware. Always be aware of its surroundings. Always be aware of what's going on around it. And this is also synonymous with that idea of grace under pressure. You're watching everything, but at the same time, you are being able to conduct yourself in a good way, right? In the way that you want to. We're not talking about being fearful and paranoid, but we are talking about, some of you Aries, it may be that the work that you're in right now, right? If you're a healthcare worker right now, or if you're on the front lines in any kind of field, if you're a police officer, if you're working in any kind of area like that, where you're taking care of people right now, the spirit of the gazelle is with you, because you are having to remain, a lot of you, very graceful and very, I want to say, sensitive and courageous under enormous amounts of pressure, yet at the same time being very, very vigilant and constantly having to watch out for any dangers. Now, the crow is in for you, some of you, and it is air energy. The crow is a strong, strong animal spirit. It is the animal spirit that is associated with a high intelligence, keen insight, and magic. More than anything, the crow is associated with magic. It is a strong animal spirit totem, I would say, a totem or an animal spirit in the areas, in esoteric areas like witchcraft, etc., shamanism, right? Anybody who works with animal spirits in general knows how strong the crow is. And it really represents your mind opening up to other layers, right? This is an air element. It's not only just because it's a bird, but it's also because it's associated with the mind. And that opening up of the mind that we have when we begin to see magic and understand that magic is all around us. So this is a very deep connection that some of you are making right now to, I want to say, a part of life that isn't always so readily seen or readily proven in conventional terms. Magic is something that has to be felt and understood, but it is opening up for you. And in a real, and I want to say in a real sense, on the ground, this kind of energy can just manifest in magical events happening. You know what I'm saying? Things just happening in such a way that you are suddenly noticing certain things. You're suddenly being put into contact with just exactly the right thing that you need at the right time. It's a different way of living life and being aware and open in life once you're open up to magic. That's something that has to be very much felt. Now, the starfish is water energy, and the starfish is an interesting animal spirit, Aries, because it really talks about somebody who's absolutely mesmerizing, gorgeous. Someone who is beautiful, someone who is mesmerizing, that, when they walk in the door, it's like, bam, you just can't stop looking at them. Yet at the same time, the spirit of the starfish is with somebody who may be that beautiful, but yet at the same time, they are absolutely unable to show anything deeper. They are afraid of showing anything deeper, anything about their character, or their deeper emotions or feelings, or being vulnerable on a deeper sort of sensitive level. People who resonate with starfish energy are beautiful on the outside, but fear showing the inside. And I think they fear it because they are, oftentimes they may fear that the reaction they get will not be as strong as the reaction that they're already getting on with their beauty, right? Or that it will detract from their beauty, right? Or that they will not have, access to the same type of life that they have by only just ever giving people the outside instead of the inside. It's a disservice, though. And I'm very careful with starfish energy when I talk about it, because I'm not trying to say that somebody resonates with this is somehow shallow or unable to be, dumb or anything like that. What I'm saying is that people who resonate with starfish energy do themselves the greatest disservice, because of course the starfish has something much more beautiful on the inside to share with the world. So this fear that they have of coming out or going deeper, showing more, is really something that only hurts them, right? And it's really a disservice, because they do have something to give. Now, let's go ahead and get into your spread. Gonna pull out your spread for the week, Aries, like I normally do. I pull out 3 spreads for the week. Now, I am used to shuffling I've been reading tarot for over 25 years, so I'm used to shuffling, and my hands are actually quite big. But for some of you, these cards, I'm going to say, if you win these cards, or if you even go out and buy these cards, or you have them, I'm sure you'll agree that they are somewhat tricky to shuffle because they're very bulky. But, you know, I don't mind that. For me, I'm okay with that. I just think they're so beautiful. And they have this gorgeous, like, purple laminate, not laminate, gilding, I want to say. Purple gilding on the edges and makes it gorgeous. All right, first spread out, Aries. You have 5 of Swords. You have a King of Cups. And you have a Page of Swords. Wow. So some of you are coming into this week dealing with a battle. 5 of Swords is the card for defeat, and this is what I always say. And on these, my regulars will know that this is what I talk about with the 5 of Swords. It is the card for defeat, and here with the creatures, beautiful creatures deck, they actually tell you it is. You know, they label the cards, which is why this is a really, really good deck also for people who are just getting into tarot. 5 of Swords is a feeling of defeat, but it's a feeling of defeat in the sense that, you know, you were never going to be able to win. This was a battle that you just weren't going to be able to win because this individual generally was not playing fairly, or there was a disadvantage, or there is, you know, and continuing this battle only brings you down, right? It only brings you down into the mud. And so you really acquiesce defeat. It isn't that you've been beaten so much, but it's an acquiescence. And oftentimes the person who you are engaging with is you know, their victory is quite hollow, right? Because this was never ever going to be a fair fight. And so this is the power struggle, and some of you are coming into this week, though, feeling this. You're feeling a little bit defeated in this way, and I'm telling you this so that you don't feel so much like you are defeated, but realizing that you've really taken the high road, and that it was much, much better for you to have done that, right? So you come into the week with this energy, but you come up against the King of Cups, and this is quite interesting. I feel like King of Cups comes in and really cheers you up in a lot of ways, because King of Cups is someone who's very enigmatic. It is associated with Scorpio energy, but it's very enigmatic. This is the hunter. This is the person who knows what they want in a relationship. They can be very sort of, I want to say, seductive, right? Because they're very aggressive, I want to say, but not even openly aggressive, but in a seductive way. They're going to let you know that they're interested, what they want, you know, in a very, I want to say, alluring and also kind of seductive, maybe even domineering way. In any case, this King of Cups comes in for you, and I think they just give you the right amount of attention, Aries, because by the end of the week, you resonate with Page of Swords. And Page of Swords is all about sort of, here, Beautiful Creatures calls it inspection. But more than anything, the Page of Swords is about, you know, remaining positive, right? Fighting away negative doubts, negative self-image, you know, not just taking what people say to you and absorbing that and taking it on, you know. And I guess here we're talking about inspection because, of course, Page of Swords is associated with the first step of air energy, where we're talking about forming ideas and character and the ego. And so there's a lot of searching, there's a lot of questioning, there's a lot of back and forth about, well, what if this go, you know what I mean? There's a questioning that happens in the beginning of that development. But in any case, you need to be questioning definitely any kind of negativity that comes your way, right? So when people try to throw negativity at you or tell you there's something that you can't do, question it, you know? And that's another aspect of Page of Swords. Say, well, hang on a second, why can't I? These are some of the tactics that you can use to maintain this positive self-image that the Page of Swords is so keen to do. Because he's got ideas, right? He's got ideas. He wants to get out there in the world, and he doesn't want his passion and his ideas and his self-confidence to be squashed. And so it's interesting that while you come into the week feeling quite defeated, you end off the week feeling very good. I want to say very confident, and definitely, I'm going to say a lot more contemplative, right? A lot more contemplative about how you want to move forward, and it's going to be as a result of this King of Cups coming in. Your next outlook is the paranormal. This is an extra card in the deck, the Knight of Pentacles, Servitude. and the Two of Pentacles. So I've been telling you guys in all of my readings, the Two of Pentacles has been showing up everywhere, right? And this is no exception here at all, right? Because we have the Two of Pentacles showing up here in the third reading. I'm going to have to move this up because I got another spread coming up. So some of you are coming into the week with this card, the Paranormal. Now, this is an extra card in the deck. And the paranormal is interesting for that to show up because it's very, very complementary with the spirit of the crow coming in. A curiosity about magic, a curiosity about the other side of life, perhaps the more, I want to say, unobvious side of life, the sides of life, the energies in life that can't be measured in conventional terms, but that are there. Omens, signs, messages, understandings, epiphanies, all of these sorts of things. Everything that we associate sort of with the paranormal in a lot of ways. And so there's a lot of curiosity in this area for you. And I think that maybe some of you Aries, you've been going through certain events lately that have really opened this up for you, right? Especially with the spirit of the crow resonating. So you come into the week with the Knight of Pentacles, all right? And so it's like you're on your path working, right? The Knight of Pentacles is all about continuing on that path toward his goal, not being stopped. He can be quite a slow knight, but he's unstoppable. He will just keep on going until he reaches it. And so it's interesting that this week you're resonating with this because you have a lot of work to do this week. Right? You have a lot of work, you have a lot of ambition about carrying on that work, but you round your week off with a Two of Pentacles, which is a lot of up and down. And I feel like it's interesting that you open up with this realization of I want to say magic, really, this new kind of found curiosity that's come in, because somehow this is absolutely going to help you move through your working week in some way. Whether it helps you to adapt to new changes in your work or new changes in your work environment, right? Something about this realization or this curiosity, rather, that you're having about that side of life, maybe incorporating that side of life into your life, it's very much affecting your work. By the end of the week, this Two of Pentacles, which, like I said, has been showing up everywhere and now showing up here also, talking about having to be very, very flexible. Here in this deck, they call it the card for flexibility. In a lot of ways it is, because there's so much chaos going on. You're having to juggle so much. So the best way to deal with all of that ups and downs, environmental, financial, etc., is to be as flexible as you can. And this new curiosity to other sides of life is really helping you in that way. It's going to be interesting. I think for some of you, it might even feel like I don't know, you might start practicing meditation and yoga and other things like that, and all of a sudden, you know, this new thing that you're into is helping you out deal with a lot of what you're going through. Let me just fix this and straighten this up a little bit, because I'm about to put my last spread down, Aries. So a lot of you, interesting, a lot of you are going to be working this week, certainly. So funny that that Two of Pentacles shows up yet again. I think it's the third week in a row that it's shown up. The Magician, the Eight of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. Well, let me move this up a little bit so you can see them. All right, there we go. Beautiful. So some of you are coming in with Magician energy. This is beautiful energy. It's energy of talent, skill, right? The inner skills, but it's the skills in life. It's life skills. The ability to juggle all kinds of sides of yourself, right? All aspects of yourself to achieve what you need to achieve. It's sometimes it feels, when you're resonating with the Magician, it feels like you yourself are in perfect sort of concert with yourself. You know what you're doing at every given moment. You know how to respond, how to act. You know your emotions. You know how much passion to put into it. It's like it's just being at the top of your game in terms of how you go through life. Just getting through life, getting through experiences, and getting through just moments in life, right? You end up being able to manifest the things you want in a lot easier and a lot quicker and a lot more instantaneously. You're coming into the week with an Eight of Wands, though. So there's a lot of messages coming in for you this week. There's a lot of attention. It could be because you are displaying so much dexterity right now and being able to handle everything. It could be that you're getting a lot of attention. You know, people may be coming to you for your skill or for your advice, for your help, what have you, right? Because you're getting a lot of messages coming in, a lot of data this week with this Eight of Wands. And 8 being the number for strength and boundaries, I urge you to put those boundaries in place. You know, not everybody, you know, you can't give your time to everybody. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. Sometimes you got somebody else's, you know what I mean? You have to differentiate, and a lot of that is part of boundaries and maintaining your strength. By the end of the week, you round off with a 3 of Pentacles, which is all about working and gaining. Here we have, they call it mastership in this tarot deck, but 3 of Pentacles is all about increasing your work with others, right? Have more and more people coming to you because you are known in your field, so you're attracting a lot more attention, you're attracting a lot more, you know, if you have a certain career path, then more and more colleagues are wanting to work with you or wanting to pull you in on projects or maybe wanting you to head off the project. People are coming to you for your expertise and you have increased work. So it's interesting. This is very much, this last spread is for an Aries who's doing very well right now because their skill in a particular area, several skills they have, I want to say, just overall ability, talent, and skill that they have is really, really working out for them. You're going to have a lot of attention this week. That's fine. Put your boundaries in place, but by the end of the week, it should be settled into a nice, I want to say, a nice rhythm, but it certainly is going to be an increased rhythm because more people are going to absolutely want to be working with you. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. This is my new background. This is April. This is the weekly general outlook for Aries, April 5th to the 12th, and this is the deck that I'm giving away on my channel this April. I'm using it in the weekly reading, the general this week, just so that you guys can get to see some of the cards and see me use the deck, and yeah, and comment, feedback, let me know. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel to be eligible. Subscribe, leave me a comment letting me know that you're interested. At the end of the month, I'm going to select a winner, and then you really have to check back with me. Just put a little reminder on your calendar or whatever that you use on your phone or your computer or whatever to remind yourself to just check back with Bow and Arrow Tarot on April 30th, just in case your name is in the winner video. The winner video is only 2 minutes long. And I say this because this is probably the 6th, I think it's the 7th now, deck or 6th deck I've given away on my channel now. I am giving away on my channel now. And each month it's like I have to wait a really long time for the person to get back to me because they don't realize they've won. So please make sure you check back with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video if you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful week, Aries. I shall see you next week or in your next Aries video. Bye-bye, guys.